Hey, community. It's your boy, Dawon.
Hey, it's Auntie Kerel.
And we're giving you our little minority moment. And so today we're going to be reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race, season 17, episode 3. And
Three.
just like we had suggested last week, things are starting to heat up. So let's just dive right on in. So this week's episode is all about monopolists. Monopolists or
You
monopolists?
own everything. Wait, who did that? Like that's the throwback to
I
what
forget the
was that
queen's
drag
name,
race
but
name?
she was like an a black queen, but of like African descent. I think she was from
Yeah.
like Sierra Leone or Western Africa or Ghana or something like that. I can't
That's right.
remember exactly,
And I'm sure
but
the
she
community was
had.
like, it's her.
I don't
I
think they
forget,
are.
but
I forget her name. And look, I remember all I could see her face and I could
right. I'm
see
gonna
her
look it up
doing the
real
little
quick.
like, the little her and the other queen that I don't remember her name. Oh no, her name was something about
Oh, it was Mercedes.
Vegas.
Was it Mercedes?
Vegas? Not Vegas.
Because it was
Oh,
Silky Nutmeg Ganache's season. Oh yeah, it was Mercedes Iman Diamond.
that's right. That's
That's
right.
who it
Yeah.
was. Mercedes
That's
Iman
Mercedes. I forgot. I
Diamond.
don't even know if she's still even doing drag, to be honest
She
with you.
said,
But
Opulence, you on everything.
you she said you earn everything.
Earn.
They were trying to she couldn't catch the pronunciation, but it was
Yes.
good
Anyway,
as gold for TV. So
it
so
sure
this
was.
whole episode was their first design challenge. And to kick things off, they didn't quite have a mini challenge like they typically do.
Yeah.
Instead, they had a mini activity where they had to they brought out the Monopoly game, and this episode was sponsored by Monopoly, and they had to select one of the cards, and one of the cards would be either one of the properties that would be on the
Yeah.
Monopoly board, or like some of the other kind of like actions, like go to jail, or go past go and collect some money and all that kind of fun stuff. So all the girls go and they pick their things, and whatever the money that was on the card was money that they actually got, which again was sponsored by Monopoly. So that was super cute. That was
It
cute.
was super cute. It was
I
cute.
like the girls getting a little bit of money, because preparing for Drag
And
Race,
baby, they
it's
be
got to cost
handing
some
out
coins.
money left and right these like later seasons. Because the first few seasons, that's all they won was $400.
Look, even the winner of the show had
Yeah.
like like 25 thousand
Maybe
dollars,
25K.
50,000.
Right.
It was a big thing for a long time. It was like $100,000,
Oh
and that
yeah.
was all the way up until I think season 10 maybe, or something
14.
like that.
Yeah, right.
But now they're up in the big bucks, so
I guess so.
they've got all these sponsors in here, and honestly, with the viewership that RuPaul's
Yeah.
Drag Race has, especially the American season,
Yeah.
it's advertising gold. I mean,
Yeah.
I would be hard pressed to find a company that would not be able to benefit from having this kind of exposure with this kind of a marketing
Especially on
support.
MTV, because who's really watching MTV besides Drag Race?
Absolutely. Not me.
Like I be seeing the challenge commercials during it. I'm like, damn, like
That
who
shit
watching
is
the
still
challenge
on.
still? Right.
Them dudes old as me.
Baby, I
They
know they
need still
hurting.
work.
Baby, they needs done being on these challenges, but
Yeah. So all the girls pick their cars, they get their money, and then they find out that based on the color of their property, which there was yellow, green, blue, and red, that would then determine the type of materials that they have to use for the design challenge. And they also
yeah,
find out that the design challenge is monopulence, basically. And I don't know. I'm struggling saying that word, monopulence, or mon,
manipulance.
in any way,
Yeah,
y'all know
monopolies.
what I
You had it
mean.
right.
But they had to use those colors, those fabrics, those trims only to make their garments for the show, which
Yeah,
makes for a very interesting runway, because usually when people use the same kinds of fabrics or the same kinds of colors, you pit
yeah,
them against each other. So this added an
yeah.
extra element of drama. What
I,
did you
I
think
like
about
that they
that?
go back to this because I hate the season where it's just like you just grab whatever you grab it and everyone has some hodgepodge difference. I like that it pits folks together because you got to think outside the box. Like you don't want to have the same silhouette. You want to think differently about that same color. Oh, she got the green. I got green. Hold on. I don't want mine to look like old girls over there. So I like seasons where it's like you got to do a little pitting against each other.
and pitting always happens with these design challenges. First of all,
yes,
let's just start with the fact that here we are, season 17.
I knew you was going to say it because I was going to say it too. And I'm glad TS said it.
Season 17, and these hoes don't know how to sew. Now, what I loved about what TS said in the judging is that you don't have to be like, I know, like if I got picked for Drag Race tomorrow, it'll never happen because I ain't doing it. But if I got picked for Drag Race tomorrow and I didn't know how to sew, by the way, I do have a sewing machine sitting up there.
I don't know how to sew, but I'm gonna learn how to hot glue the shit out some shit right quick.
But I know that living in a major city, I have easy access to sewing classes all the time. And 9 times out of 10, if you live anywhere near a Walmart or a Joann's Fabric, they offer sewing classes.
And here's the thing. YouTube University.
And that's what she said.
You can learn everything on YouTube. Like, why the hell you don't know how to do it? Literally, like, it bothers the shit out of me that they get on this show and don't know how to do this shit. Like, it's almost a slap to the show to me. And if I was Ru or Michelle or somebody, if season 18 your ass don't know how to sew, it's an instant you bottom too. Yeah. Like, instantly, you off the show. Because it's like it. You don't have to be the next like Valentino. You don't need to be the next Christian Siriano. But at least know how to do a little something instead of getting on here with these horrible ass gowns and horrible ass garments, another bodysuit. Like it literally it annoyed me it like ruined the rest of the episode for me.
And the reality of it is that these queens are already working with designers already. So even if you don't have a sewing machine, no one's saying you have to go out and buy one, but if you don't have access to classes, I bet if you paid a designer $50, $100, $200 so that you can sit with them for a couple of hours to get the basics and have at least 2 sets of patterns that you can execute and embellish on top of. That's all you need. Low key, I need to come up with a little. Well, I can't do this. I got kicked off of Etsy, but
just have pre-made patterns out there.
Yeah, honestly, I should put together a little like so you're. Get a prep. This is your preparation for RuPaul's Drag Race. Here are the 5 things that you need to know about preparing your patterns. Here are 2 patterns that can work for anybody of any size. And then, here's like a couple of links and you buy this little thing and then
that are outside the bodysuit.
Outside of a bodysuit. Absolutely. But yeah, it's frustrating. And I get it. A lot of this is a very millennial thing. Like to just show up thinking that you're, very Gen A, B, and C, like post 2000. It is giving that energy. This is like I'm just gonna show up with like my personality, and then somehow I'm gonna make it work. And it did not work, as we found out in this episode.
Because there was a lot of ugly gowns, a lot of ugly shit. There was
some good stuff, but
there was definitely some good stuff.
There were some struggles.
There was some.
So what did you think about the concept of breaking it out by the different colorways? The yellow, the green, the blue, and the red.
Like I said, I like them pitting folks against each other. Because again, when it's just like hodgepodge of stuff, I don't care for that as much. Because even though they try, I don't like. I like the pitting against each other, and I like that they said it has to be opulent. Like, I don't want it to be just make anything. Like, the goal was, like, whatever you make, yes, we're pitting you against each other with the color, and it also needs to be opulent.
If
it ain't opulent, right. If it's not that, then you get knocked down some points, too. So I was glad they were they called that shit out in the judging as well. So that, because some seasons they don't call it out as well. They're like, oh, we like it. I'm like, well, that wasn't the theme then. Like, then they might as well just came down with any old thing. So the ones that didn't look as opulent, I'm glad they called that shit out.
So there were 2 little pieces of drama that unfolded as this episode started out. So let's start out with the first one, which is with
the Raida Queen.
Actually, no, I take that back. Yeah, I completely forgot about Raida Queen. I was skipping into when they're making their clothes because. So let's go back to the Raida Queen.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the Raida Queen experience?
Pan out the way I thought it was going to be. Actually, like they set it up like, ooh, this is about to be super juicy. They didn't really fight like I thought they was gonna fight. Like a couple of people said, "Oh, you thought I was the worst?" Well, yeah, and that kind of left it there. They kind of saw that the Avatar girl, the girl who points her nose, what's her name? I forget. Ariete. And was it Lana?
And we're kind of like in
Lingerie. Like lingerie together. But other than that, I thought it was gonna be a little more juicy than it was. Anya kind of got in her feelings a little bit, but that just seemed like that's that Cleveland coming out of it.
Well, let me ask you this, and we're going to go back to the Anya piece because there's some other stuff that starts coming up a little bit later in the episode that I want to talk about. What do you think about the fact that there was kind of an alliance with the rating? So with Ariete and Lana, they both rated each other as number one. Now, when it comes to, because this plays into strategy, because at the end of the day, whoever gets the least amount of votes has to lip sync for their life and could potentially go home. So what are your thoughts on, alliances this early on in the competition?
Hey, if I was there, I'm there. Like, if I'm there to win, I'm there to play the game. And if I jive with somebody instantly and we see each other and we want to try to do an alliance, I would be happy to see that person held their part of the alliance. So that would be maybe reassuring. Maybe that comes to bite you down in the ass later down. I don't know. But early in the show, I think it was a good idea to form some kind of alliance if you found that in somebody, because be like, okay, I might be off my mark, maybe myself, because Lana's song wasn't that good. So it came to help her out. So I'm all for folks that want to play the game on this show. And some seasons it's a little too kumbaya for me. And so no, I liked it. I would have done the same thing.
It's interesting because there was a conversation when they first brought up the Raida Queen and they all discussed, but there was no alignment. They discussed, how are you going to rate? Are you going to rate based off of performance? Or are you going to rate based off of who you like? Or are you going to based off of relationships? And there was a lot of different ideas floating around, and it just kind of like cliffhangered because it was never like a resolution to say, okay, this is how we are going to do it. And when you have like all stars and there's a rating component, whether it's the Raida Queen or a different kind of component, there is some kind of an agreement that people come to.
You're right.
And then whether they hold up that agreement, that just creates a little bit of drama later. But this time there was no agreement. So for me, when the episode first aired and they were showing like how people rated each other, I felt like if anybody was in their feelings, oh well, because there was no agreement about how everybody, all 14 queens should be rating each other, whether it's based off of their performance, based off of their runway look, based off of, their friendships or whatever.
Yeah.
And that
I think I would put my alliance if I had an alliance, it would go alliance. Then it would go my true feelings. Like, I think I would be super fair about that. But like, I didn't like your gown, but your performance is good. Okay, maybe I'll put you mid-tier. Oh, no, you killed it in your performance and your gown. Okay, I got my alliance. You in first place. But okay, Lexi, you ate it. You in number 2. So I think I'd be super fair in that regard. If it was no alliance, then I think I'd just be super fair. But like, no, you sucked. It wasn't good. I didn't enjoy it.
And also the unknown, because with everything with Drag Race, you never know until the thing plays out. So, it would be a different story if I knew that my ratings was going to be shared with other people. I might rate a little bit different. Okay. But because at the end of the day, you never know how that's going to show up later on in the episodes, whether you get picked for a certain thing or there's a continuation of it beyond the first couple of episodes. So it might influence my ratings. But I think at the end of the day, every queen needs to go in there confident in defending what they do. You need to stand 10 toes on it. Like when Sam Star asked Lydia Butthole Collins. So you really thought I was last? And she was about to skirt on her words. Yeah. I was like, that's the kind of energy I'm talking about.
1000%.
And low key, I wasn't really feeling Joella, who was like reading the dolls down.
Yeah,
but
her drag is crunchy.
It is, but I have some respect for her because she actually read them to their faces. So when it showed up in the ratings, you didn't see any of that blowback because she had already told the three chicks actually, Lana, Zaree, Hormona, and who's the country girl?
In case you forgot.
I forgot her. So I have respect for Joella, and low key, Joella is giving me TV gold, messy boots down.
She rubs me the wrong way.
She does rub me the wrong way because it's frustrating looking at her drag, but I love her for the drama. I love the drama.
I feel like if you're gonna talk shit, your drag better be up to par then. Don't talk shit to me at all, bitch, because your drag is crunchy.
But what's kind of cunty about it is she thinks she's the tea.
She's the baddest bitch.
So the Lulu is there. So in her mind, her drag is that. So she's coming.
And if I was Kim Chi, I'd be reading Joella the filth, be saying she the Asian queen of LA when Kim Chi is in LA. That's what I keep thinking every time. I'm like, did we forget about Kim Chi?
Girl. Okay, so let's not get too far ahead of it. Okay, so that was the Raida Queen, which I'm glad that they actually brought the book out, and I hope that in future seasons they switch it up, that they don't make it predictable.
You don't know if you are or not. Yeah, I agree.
And that just adds a whole other element. And I'm not willing to give Plain this credit. I'm going to put this back on, damn it, what's her name? The one that the drag queen, she's Dominican. She's from New York. She, the season before, she looks like Grimace. What is her name? Candy Muse.
Candy Muse. Yes.
Candy Muse. I'm sorry, Candy. Sorry. So I'm gonna give credit to her because she was probably the first one. I'm trying to skeet on, girl. Let me go. Let me make it around the corner. She was really the first one to bring back the drama, the real low-key drama. It was unnecessary. It was unnecessary and it was aggressive, but
her drag backed it up.
Her drag backed it up. So
and that's where Joella
I thank her for that. And I feel like, and we kind of called it at the very beginning, I feel like this season is not going to give us the drag opulence that we are used to getting in previous seasons with really refined queens, but we're gonna get the entertainment. And I low-key am not mad at that. I rather watch my drama on TV than have it in my life. So I would love for the drama to match the drag, but if I have to go with one or the other, I'd rather have drama without the drag than drag without the drama.
Oh, see, and that might be the opposite. I'm like, I want to see some good talent. And then if they throw the drama on top, bitch, I'm eating it.
Well, see, that's the tea. No, but if I have to choose between one or the other, I'd rather have the drama. Give me the drama. You can be crunchy, and I can be mad at you being crunchy, but that drama better be there.
Drama. That first outfit that came down the runway was drama.
So let's.
That's all the drama I needed.
So our tops for the week were Sam Starr, and in the blue. Or Cerulean, as she called it, Ariete in the red or the crimson, and Anya Nerve, who was in the green. And then the bottoms of the week were King Kong in the yellow, Lucky Stars in what was she wearing?
Man, who's King Kong? Who's King Kong?
Oh, Queen Kong, not Queen Kong. Corey King. Corey King.
Corey King.
Corey King.
Who was that?
To my defense, there is a queen on Canada's Drag Race called Queen Kong.
Oh, okay.
Well, she's originally from Australia, but she was on.
She on the Canada version.
She was on Canada versus the World, so I got them mixed up. But But yeah, Corey King, same damn thing.
Same.
Look, you know what I was talking about when I said King Kong.
The low class prostitute.
I got $20.
By the way, T.S. as a judge. Love T.S. Madison as a judge on that show.
Absolutely.
Love her.
100%. When she's not on the judging panel, it's missing. Like, she makes up for both Ross and for the other one. Yes.
Yeah. What's your order, by the way? Like T.S., Carson, then Ross, or T.S., Ross, and Carson?
I would say T.S., Ross, then Carson, because I feel like at the end of the day, Ross doesn't really give as many good critiques,
right?
But he's very punny, and I like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Whereas Carson is more like he does.
Carson
and he
just
stands
like that
on
Queenie gay.
Yeah, he is, and it's
Ross does stand on it. Yeah, you're right.
Now,
okay, sorry.
Okay, and so bottoms of the week is Corey King, not King Kong. Lucky Stars, triple Z's, and then Joella were in the bottom. Now,
rightfully so.
The gag, however, is if we go back into the episode with the green group, there was a little bit of drama between Anya Nerve and Jules Sparkles.
Yeah.
What did you think about Jules' complaint?
She should have grabbed her sparkles in the moment, not the day after.
Well, explain to the community who hasn't watched it yet what happened.
So Anya isn't the best sewer again, so that got on my nerves.
Not a sewer.
And so luckily Jules was actually like, yeah, I'll help you. You should design it this way. If you need some extra stuff, grab it, but let me know what you need. And so she's like, thank you, girl. And so Anya asked her if she needed these trimmings, these green jewel trimmings, and Jules said, yeah, I need that. But then fast forward, you see Anya utilizing that shit and making it to her gown, and then Anya at the end of the episode is in the top. So fast forward to the day they're getting ready, and it was rubbing Jules the wrong way because it kind of messed up her design. She had this shift and pivot of what she wanted her design to look like, and it still turned out gorgeous. So, but she kind of battled Anya, saying, hey, girl, like, you asked me, and I said, yeah, I needed that, and yet you still used it. And so Anya was like, well, everything's fair game. So I actually felt for Jules a little bit because I get what Anya was saying. She was like, it's fair game, but don't ask then. Just take it. If you don't ask, you need some shit, then that means you're trying to be a little fair. Yeah. If you don't want to be fair, just take the shit then.
I feel like this is definitely Cleveland giving Cleveland energy in two regards. Number one, I feel like this was payback for how they rated her and her performance. So she was like, y'all not gonna rate a bitch, because she had already said y'all done clicked up. And the reason I can say this with confidence because this is how I would act. So I would be doing the same goddamn
y'all
thing.
And y'all feelings that y'all clicked up, so I'm gonna take your
okay,
shit.
so yeah, you need these, I need them too. Now, in Anya's defense, Jules said she needed them, but she had spent, we didn't see it, but she had spent all day rouging her dress, which is a long process. So the competition is going on. They only have a certain amount, usually about 8 hours to do what they can in the workroom. And then usually they give them the ability to take their shit home and then finish the rest at home. And a lot of them stay up at night and do it, and they bring it back the next day. Which, by the way, we need to get back to what's her face, Hormona Lisa, because there was a little bit of drama with her.
That was funny.
But she had went the entire day. She said, you went the entire day rouging your stuff. So I don't know if you still need them. And her other point was, you didn't buy this shit. It's not yours. So it is.
Then don't ask, but that goes back to the point. Don't ask me then. Just take it. Don't ask me.
That goes back to point number one, which is being petty.
It
I'm
was
asking you don't use it, and you say you say you're using it, but you haven't used it, and we're getting on the 9th hour, and I need it. I'm gonna use it then.
Ask me again, ho.
I ain't gotta ask you nothing. It ain't yours.
It ain't
so
yours.
I asked you once out of courtesy, and you blew it in my face by not using that shit. So now I'm gonna use it, and
it's not used it yet.
Ain't not using it at all, bitch.
I'm doing a beautiful gown. You over there with your basic ass gown.
Hey, you ain't using it at all. And what's shady about it is the fact that this had me dying. Jules gonna have a conversation with a whole other drag queen about what happened, and Anya sitting right the fuck next to her, talking about her like she ain't even. And I love the fact that Anya's got right up in her face, and I said, "Oh, you got something to say about what happened?"
Yeah, that was some good.
That was some Cleveland energy, and I'm here for it.
It was Cleveland all day.
And fast forwarded to how they were judged.
Yeah,
Anya's in the top.
Jules' dress was better. Anya's performance was better.
It don't matter.
Anya's gonna, but I'm just saying, Anya's gonna be able to kind of do well in this competition because of her personality. Her. You know who?
And Ru likes her. Ru really likes her.
Ru loves her.
Really likes her.
Her personality almost reminds me of how Simone was kind of like selling it down to, but Simone's drag was way better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Way better.
Absolutely.
But she's able to sell it. And so,
presentation, this is a thing that these young queens don't understand. Yeah. I'm just going to put it out there because Anya Nerve started when she was 27. So she's been around the block a little bit enough to know she's got a little bit of maturity on her that it is not what you wear, it's how you wear it.
You wear it 1,000%.
And so
Anya's not going to win this season. Anya's going to come back and do very well in an All-Stars.
Oh, her All-Stars is going to be incredible.
That's where Anya's going to do well. 1,000%.
Because then she'll have the drag, she'll have the coin and the contacts.
Yes,
because right now
her makeup's going to get a little better too.
Yes,
like everything is just going to be elevated.
I follow her on social media, and you can already see
it's already getting better.
The transformation is there. Like her mug is beat, etc. So I just love how, you know, at the end of all that, you know, yapping and popping them gums and whatnot, then you had Jules safe.
Yep.
With them rouge titties, that rouge titty dress. It was a cute dress. And I will agree that the construction of the garment was better. However, that wasn't the challenge. The challenge was opulence. And she did not give opulence.
She didn't perform
at all. No, and so, you know, like when fast forward to Untucked, when the girls decided instead of giving Anya her props for being in a top, both Jules and what was the other one that joined up against her? Jules and the one from New Jersey, whatever her name is.
Yeah, from Asbury Park.
I don't remember her name.
She had the blue dress on. She had the blue. So whoever was in the blue group, not Lucky Star. Someone you missing.
No, yeah, we're missing someone. Anyway, got all up in her gig talking about, I spent all this time making this dress and it's better than yours, and I wouldn't even take it off the rack. I would just burn it. It's like, but the reality of it is that you are not the judge and you missed the assignment. And I love the fact that Anya's face was just a smile.
That
unbothered
hope. I know that's right.
Heated because you spent all that time doing the construction and the rouging and the doozing and the dozing only to be safe and not get a critique.
Ooh.
Should have used.
You know who else was big mad? The sad girl from Inside Out.
Can we talk about the
way
fact
she took
that
them jewels off that dress was. That actually might have been my favorite part of the whole episode because that shit was so funny to me. She said.
She was
low key
pissed.
But Are we team Lexi for snitching, or are we like, okay, it is what it is? I don't know how I feel one way or the other. Like, because I don't think the spark was really with it.
I'm sorry. I'm a snitch.
Her dress was fine. Actually, her dress was way better than I thought it was going to be. Her dress, she looked actually.
It was nice. Cute. It was cute.
And I don't think the stars would have made it worse or anything like that. But I was just like, damn, Lexi, wouldn't have taken Lexi as the snitch. But
that was surprising. But I'm not mad at it because at the end of the day, everybody was told that you had to use the supplies that you're provided, and she had brought them jewels for home, which elevated the look. And
The producers
Loki,
ain't said shit. That's who we really need to call out. Why ain't the producer? Y'all see all these damn cameras and all this good ass lighting in here. You ain't see her take them jewels. You know the jewels wasn't on the set list.
She probably stoned them in her hotel room after recording.
But they know they didn't give them no damn stones. Nobody else had no damn stones.
Well, I'm glad Lexi told. I'm glad she's a tattletale. These ain't the streets. This is Drag Race. So you can't get stitches for for being a snitch. Like it ain't happening. So
did you like her dress? Did you like Lexi's dress?
No, I thought it was trash.
I didn't mind it. Like
it didn't scream opulence.
You're right on that. It did not scream opulence.
It would have been a different story had the length been all the way down to her floor length. But the fact that it was cocktail dress, it was at her mid thigh. Yeah, it wasn't fitting because it was riding up. So if you watch her walking the runway, she's holding it down. So and she wasn't wearing any hair. She had her tiny little
she had her regular hair, yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
her face was mugged though.
But I was just like, oh, okay, girl. But yeah, I would have told too. Like, hell no, I ain't gonna be sitting here, sweating my ass off.
I ain't got no stones. You get no stones.
Yeah, absolutely not. Like if you can embellish on your own, they wouldn't have been fighting over that green trim over there. Okay, so do we agree with the top three? Samstar, Ariete, and Anya.
Samstar looked great, and I'm not even. Actually, I might low key be now more of a Samstar, not maybe fan, but like
appreciate her.
I thought she was going to be like deep red state. Mm-hmm. Like I thought that's what my first impression of her. But her little kumbaya story of like not really coming from anything, I was like, okay, yeah. I needed that story because I was not Team Samstar. But no, her dress was gorgeous. It fit like a glove.
Stunning.
Her makeup was like gorgeous. So I was like, oh god, that's where the Continental and all that world comes from.
Yeah.
And being in Trinity the Tuck's daughter, like she's like Trinity. You could tell that's Trinity.
And Trinity the Tuck can turn a gown out. She can make her own gowns and turn it out.
1000%. 1000%. So yeah, it was the right call.
I was surprised, honestly, because I not surprised. I thought Ariete would have actually won that competition. I liked her dress more than Sam's aesthetically. I get why Sam won, and I don't want to take that from her because it was absolutely more opulent. And she had with the hat and the fan, and like it was just it was opulent. Yeah. It was spot on. Sure. And then what about the bottom three? So
kick them all off.
we got Carrie King, hashtag King Kong, Lucky Stars, and Joella.
Lucky Stars was maybe one of the worst things I've seen in a few seasons.
She looked like season 1 drag queens.
Yeah.
Like, remember when they had to do like the dumpster diving, like in the LA streets in full drag, but back then they didn't have personas back then. They were just female impersonators.
Yes.
It's that's what it was giving.
And that one hurt my heart just because like I was rooting for her because just her backstory.
Yeah.
And at least she had a different point of view for her drag. And it kind of shows you, you better learn how to sew. Mm-hmm. You better learn how to put a garment together. But then also it shows stick to your drag.
What you do.
Even though, yes, I know Michelle always harps on people, shows a different thing. There's ways to still show a different thing in your drag. And I think she became victim of that. Like you could tell, like the makeup that like she hadn't done regular makeup, and that looked horrible. So still maybe do your clown drag on your face. Then you still need to learn how to sew and put a garment together. But like that's where I just felt bad for her because like she tried to succumb to what she thought Drag Race was. Yeah. And you see that every season. There's one or two girls that kind of fall into that trap. And they don't know how to do their drag slightly different. Yeah.
This was the wrong challenge to experiment, to be honest with you. I mean, she struggled with the construction of the garment to begin with. And then on top of that, to try to do a beauty paint. But you don't know beauty. You don't know glamour. And I was rooting for her until the lip sync.
Until I saw it come around the corner.
Because at that point, she looked defeated. Yeah. And what I was wondering about, she has this kind of like budding romance with Ariete on the show. Mm-hmm. And I'm just surprised that nobody said, girl, especially like if you got a little romance going on or whatever. Like,
can you beat my face
girl,
right quick?
yeah, like, oh, that was just
that ain't no romance. Don't. That's a bad romance.
Yeah, I think Arietta said, "No, I can't be with you, girl."
No, girl, I can't help you. I can't help you. No. Too far gone.
Yeah, look, I got to get these. I got to put these stones on my own dress.
Yeah, that
and
and
that
then,
lip
then the lip sync was terrible.
The lip sync was terrible, and mostly because of Lucky. Like, first of all, her shoe came off, and it wasn't planned. No, first of all, she pulled the dress down, and she had leopard panties that were pulling down off of her tights. That was awful. And then her shoe came off accidentally, and then she did something on the ground, and her other shoe came off, and then she's just walking around, sliding around in her white tights and these leopard panties.
She tried to do a dip. She tried to duck. Well, it was. Oh man, it was so cringy. And it wasn't even like Joella was doing the best thing. Joella did but it was like Lucky was so far gone that like there was no way Joella was not going to lose that. Like,
did you watch the after show, right? You watched the Untucked?
I watched part of it.
Did you see Joella come up to and have a one-on-one with Lucky before they performed?
No.
You don't have to go back and watch, but okay. I would, if I was you and I didn't see it, I would go back and watch. Okay. Joella did a Jedi mind trick on this bitch. She came up to her face. She goes, she said she had her hands cupped like this. And she's like, I just want to tell you, I think you are fabulous. I think you're wonderful. I love getting to know you, but I did not come here to go home today, and I'm going to send you home. In her face. And Joella ate shit.
I kind of fucked with that.
She literally she pulled her to they was all sitting around the couches having the conversations and whatnot. She pulled her aside, walked up to her, and she's like, I mean, damn, I ain't going home. It was nice knowing you. Thanks for competing. But I'm not going home today.
I kind of fucks with that. Okay. Not mad at that.
So, community, I hope y'all enjoyed this recap. There's probably a lot that we can unpack a little bit more, but...
I do have one thing to say. I did not mind Acacia Forgot's outfit. The Dolly Parton looking thing. I didn't actually mind it.
Okay. I almost would have rather have seen her in the bottom than Carrie King, because for me it's flip-flopping, because neither one of those, with the exception of the fact that she opulent. They were not opulent.
They weren't opulent at all. Both.
It was Grand Ole Opry.
Maybe that's opulent for the Grand Ole Opry. Maybe that's white opulent, and we just don't know that life.
I mean, maybe she edged her out because she had more length than Carrie King had on her dress. Maybe. Yeah. But it was not opulent at all. Low key, like, I was giving her the benefit of the doubt, like, with like the country, I'm a singer, I sing live, I write my own music and what. But is you a drag queen? Because Trixie Mattel, you are not. A fully realized queen with your own look and she gives these kind of like mohawk. Yeah, like she gives like these kind of like faux hawk, like Southern Belle, Nashville, Tennessee, kind of like, Dolly Parton-esque with whatever.
You are not.
It's just I don't know. I don't see much growing that's going to happen in this season for her.
I mean, she's not going to win this season.
Okay, so
not. Like after 3 episodes, then who's your front runner? Who's your top 3? Who's going to be the top 3?
Lexi is in my top. I know she's not going to win, but I hope she goes far. Anya Nerve. For her personality. I think the acting challenges, I think anywhere where she has to show personality, I think she's going to really excel.
As long as she stays out of her way. She might be one that turns on her own damn self.
She could. And she could buckle under the pressure because she's not connecting with as many girls and whatnot. So I'm hoping that she, whatever. So those are definitely my 2. I would say outside of that, low key, I really do like Jewel Sparkles a lot.
Yeah.
And Sam Starr would then probably be a close one after that. What about you?
Yeah, I think I think Lexi, just because you could tell she's just a little more seasoned, so that's going to go far. Ariadne might sneak in there.
Mm-hmm.
I like Anya. Anya might end up in like a fifth or something around there.
I can see that. Yep. Or fourth, getting cut right before like the very end or whatever. Right. They might have another design challenge, and that might take her out.
Yes.
But I low-key want to see her. I want to see her lip sync though.
Same.
I want to see her.
I want to see what she does for a snatch game too. Sam Star's just seasoned enough. Like queens like that just always do good because they're just polished enough that just the way this season works out. So a Sam Star might sneak in there. I low key, this is what I realized this week, actually. I kind of like Butthole.
I do too, but I do too.
I don't think she's going to win it, but I kind of like Butthole.
I do too, but something about her drag, which is so left of center, is not resonating. It's not gagging. Right. It's not serving. It's not giving. It's not, you know what I mean? It's when you see her, you're like, oh, that's cool. But
she's
then
going to be another one
like,
that's going to need an all-stars to come back and you're like, oh, damn, Butthole is destroying these hoes.
Yeah.
Because her painting is actually very good.
It's really, really good. Now,
like that's what I realized this episode. I was like, oh, her painting is very good.
If she makes it to the Snatch Game, she might want to be one of those surprise like
sneak
improv
attacks.
Queens that can really excel.
Yeah.
We don't know.
So,
but to be honest, at this stage of the competition, there's not really like one person that I'm just like, oh, they got it in the bag. No. A lot of them have a really good chance at the top.
Yes. Yeah. This is the most wide open season.
Yeah.
In a while.
Yeah. Because there's not a clear front runner yet. But I think in the next 2 episodes, I think we'll start to really see these queens come to life.
And community really see some of these queens go home.
Honey. Keep Joella on just for comedic, just for a little bit while longer. Keep her in there. Get rid of King Kong. Get rid of get rid of Dolly Parton and because Acacia forgot and get rid of them 2 next. All right, community. Thanks for hanging in with us. We're gonna let you all go, and hopefully you enjoyed this recap. If we missed anything that you would like for us to talk about or ensure that we're not missing in the next episodes, just drop us a little note. And we'd like to hear from you.
Comments.
Yeah, leave a comment on who are some of your top stars or what were some of your greatest, most loved moments from today's episode. And we'll be sure to shout you out on the next episode.
Bitch.
All right, and that's the MinoriTEA.
The MinoriTEA. Wash your hands, you listen, yes. Bye.